ye are wise in Yahweh Shai. We are weak, but ye are strong. We are honorable. So so we're like the scum of the earth. But the Lord dealing with the elect. The Lord has us, doing this thing for a reason, right? And the elect is going to be ultimately like rewarded. Even though we seem like we're fools, right?
Well, we're the base men for now.
That's right.
Like, and he says the Most High put up where he wants to rule the basis of man.
Yes.
So in a literal sense, we're those base men right now. But then the Father's going to flip that, right?
Trading places.
Trading places, man. Cheating on the guards.
So the first is going to be last, and the last is going to be first.
That's right.
Right. It says we're weak,
Right.
but we're strong.
Right.
Right. And that's one of the things that they don't really understand. I'm just saying in general. Christians use them as an example. See what's up there, and it was already broken down in regards to the weak state of mind. Right. So the point is, our strength is in Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. We're believing by faith. So yeah, you're gonna call us weak. We don't care.
Yeah.
Right? Because we know what our strength is. Right? And for his name's sake, right? In regards to the walk, containing the furnace of affliction. But yeah, that word weak is grossly misinterpreted, especially by a woman. If you were a woman. Take it in humility. Go ahead, brother.
Quick one. Isaiah 41:14.
That's the spirit.
Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. Right? Worm, defenseless organism, you know what I mean? You don't have nothing to protect them. Out in the open, rain, birds picking them up, whatever.
Hey, but women are afraid of those worms.
Yep.
They bug out when they see worms. I used to kill thousands of worms when it used to rain. I don't see them anymore. But I learned my lesson from that. Go ahead.
Right. I will help thee, saith the Lord Yahweh, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. So the Lord's our strength. That's our power, that's our defense. That's why we can go out and not even go out, do what we do here boldly, say what we say boldly, out in the open boldly. Because we fear the Lord, not men.
That's right.
These are back. They're saying, "I got your back." A worm is known to not have a vertebrae. That doesn't have a back.
Spineless,
right?
Yeah.
So that thing where I got your back, that's Heavenly Father, man. So that's being the worms.
Shar had something quick.
Yeah. Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the Most High should take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Right.
And this is what we're waiting for.
See, that's a powerful word, brother. Possess. See, that's what simply being broken down here. If people miss it, who's possessing it? Read it again, brother. One more time.
Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, should take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Take the kingdom.
That's right. That's worse.
Because right now we're in the lowest state. Right?
This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 11. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mystery of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Whosoever has to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever has not, away even that he has.
Yeah, these spiritual conversations, man, seasoned with salt. These people out here can't. They'll come on the video right now and they'll look for 2 seconds, swipe right past it, but they can't receive it. What are these men in robes talking about?
Hey, the guy that passed by our camp, he's like, who the fuck are
Yeah.
these guys?
Yes, that's
These
right.
guys.
Yes.
Last week again, who the fuck are these guys? That probably might, you want to smack him in the
Yeah, exactly.
I read 13. It says, therefore speak.
Remember, it's a spirit. They're like, yo, who are these guys?
Yeah.
It's like,
You're right.
you can interpret it as a joke.
Trying to give us like that.
Yes, the spirit's like, yo, who are these guys? Who are these guys? That's why back on Dundas, we used to say, oh, sorry, you guys shooting a music video?
Exactly.
They don't know what the fuck
They're just trying to put us in a box.
They're trying to quantify.
They're trying to quantify.
What's going on?
Yes.
What is happening?
Yes.
I just see a bunch of black guys.
Matrix.
It's true.
That happens because a lot of people they feel the energy off of us. We don't notice what energy we're putting off, but like people they feel like a pressure when they come because like when you start They just reveal themselves. You know, either act crazy, or a woman like show you that she's into you, or a man will show you he's jealous of you. Yeah, because your energy is how shy, honestly, right? But it reveals them.
It's a sword. It cuts the, what does it say?
Hebrews 4:13.
Yes, somebody get that. Somebody get that.
No salt.
Yeah, let me finish 13.
Yeah,
It says, "Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing they hear not, neither."
I'm just a quick precept, bro. This is Luke 17 and 10. So likewise, when you shall have done all these things which are commanded you, say, we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do. Right? So even though, yeah, this is that we're unprofitable servants, so that's why we're presenting our body a living sacrifice. We're making our videos and all that stuff. And like we're not being compensated. We're not getting like on YouTube. What do you call them? What do you call those?
Monetized.
Yeah, like we're not getting monetized. Because these guys are making, these men and women are making money on YouTube. But like we're not monetized. We're telling people who they are.
But that's the only reason a lot of these guys are even quote-unquote Israelites. They're quote-unquote Israelites because they're making money.
Yeah.
They can't be in our place and not do that and be a part of this. They would never do that. They can't go through the low.
That's why Pegasus switched his business model, man.
Exactly.
He realized the Israelite thing is money's done.
That's right.
He realized the congregation, a lot of people jump, so now he switched up. Oh, I'm an influencer now, right? I'm banging. Get out of here, man. You fucking clown, bro.
And to be honest, he could have kept doing the Israelite thing because you've seen the people that came to his hey, forgive him, hey. It's the spirit that kicked him out. The spirit said, nigga, you're not nothing. Right. Remember, he's saying I'm the high priest, I'm the chief high priest. You know, that title's off you now. You're just gorilla. You're a fucking animal. You're a fucking sack. You know, get his butt plugs up there.
Hebrews 4:12, I got it here. Hebrews 4:12. For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart and the mind.
Break it down.
That's Yahweh and the spirit. Right? He's the one that's known as the word. Read it again.
You have it there in NLT? You have it in NLT there?
Can get it.
You're ready.
I got it.
Oh, perfect. For the word, NLT on the left.
I got it. Hebrews 4:12. For the word of
Read the
Yahweh.
NLT after. Finish. Read what you were reading and then read the NLT after.
Come on. For the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing into the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and as a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
But that's Yahweh when he's being questioned, right? He knew what the question would come from a sincere place, right? So that's why he didn't give a reply to them, right? And he always speaking parables as to give an answer to an occasion. In the Psalm 78 and 2, him being prophesied about. So Yahushua was mentioned in the so-called Old Testament, but because they're spiritual not discerned spiritually, they don't get it.
Right.
That is twofold. It's literal, right? The word does, we're gonna try the spirit, but there's Yahushua, like when people put a body to him, that's him.
Yeah, well, he said.
Thinking, right?
For the word of Yahweh.
There you go, the word.
The word.
Well, he said, what did he say? He come in the volume of the whole book.
That's right.
So it's always been about Yahweh Shai.
Here in the NLT, for the word of God is alive and powerful. It is sharper than the sharpest two-edged sword.
So he ain't dead, man. Right? Yahushua was risen. We believe he was buried, and after the third day he rose. Right? We believe that his blood was sprinkled for us. Right? And us a possessive pronoun. Right? For us, not for the whole world, like the Christians teach. You know what I mean? No, for us. Right? Luke 1:6-7. We have enemies, but Yahweh sent his son, right, and said, "Blessed be him." So we're blessed. You know what I mean? Jake think you're blessed because you got the rims. You've been sitting up for it. I got the rims, nigga. You see? We're blessed because we got this truth.
That's right.
Blessed is he that readeth.
That's right. That's right. The Bible.
cutting between soul and spirit, between joint and marrow. It exposes our innermost thoughts and desires. That's in the NLT.
Can I back you up?
No, get the NLT.
That's it. That was it.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, you finished it.
Oh, sorry.
Let me just say this real quick. This is John 1:1. It says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahweh, but Yahweh Shai, and the Word was Yahweh.
No, was
Was the power. Yeah, sorry.
Judge.
Yeah, yeah.
Top judge.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing Christians, he's,
Yeah, exactly.
he's the son of God.
Yeah, God. Yeah,
I got something real quick. This is going into what you're talking about, we may seem arrogant.
Right.
But we're really,
Yeah.
This is 2 Corinthians 10:5, NLT. We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing the Most High. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Yahushua. And after you have become fully obedient, we will punish everyone who remains disobedient. The obvious facts. Those who say they belong to Yahushua recognize that we belong to Yahushua as much as they do. I may seem to be boasting too much about the authority given to us by the Lord, but our authority builds you up. It doesn't tear you down. But that's the thing, right? Like you look at the apostles and go look at the boasting, but they're building you up. However, they're being, how you interpret it as authoritative or too rough. Remember, they're watching over your soul. Right? So they say, brother, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Why are they getting on me? Why are they watching me like that? It's to refine your soul, right? It says, so I will not be ashamed of using my authority. I'm not trying to frighten you by letters. For some say Paul's letters are demanding and forceful, but in person he is weak, and his speeches are worthless. Those people should realize that our actions, when we arrive in person, will be as forceful as what we say in our letters from far away. Oh, don't worry. We wouldn't dare say that we are as wonderful as these other men who tell you how important they are. But they are only comparing themselves with each other, using themselves as a standard of measurement. How ignorant. We will not boast about things done outside our area of authority. We will boast only about what has happened within the boundaries of the work the Most High has given us, which includes our working with you. For we are not reaching beyond these boundaries when we claim authority over you, as if we had ever visited you. Never visited you. For we were the first to travel all the way to Corinth with the good news of Yahushua. Right? That was it.
And that was what? It's prophecy. Right? That's what we boast in. We boast in prophecy. We boast in the Yahushua. We boast in the name. So we get that the word boasting, the definition and the etymology. Because at the end of the day, we don't care what you people have, what the world has to say means nothing to us because we are going to be held accountable. Why would we not boast when when we start the video, when we finish the video, we give praise unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua. So our boast is not within ourselves. Exactly. The boast is not within ourselves. We're not telling brothers to. We're not even telling brothers to follow us. We tell brothers that we're weak all the time. So if you are a man follower, that's on you.
And the word boast, but in the Greek here, the word is kauchamalia, or kauchamalia, how we say it. It says to vaunt in a good sense.
See?
Right?
So it's not all negative.
To vaunt in a good sense, to glory, to joy, to rejoice.
And that's why it's a good news. This is our glory. This is our joy. My glory and my joy is like Edomite is going down.
That's right.
That's my glory and my joy. I'm boasting in the fact that I was blessed with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's my glory. That's my joy. Because when I was in this world, I was glorying in carnal things. You couldn't talk to me if I was driving a Benz, because that was my glory. That was my joy. Or I was wearing the latest. That was my glory. That was my joy. But I didn't know those things could be taken away. But now we glory and joy in what? In the everlasting.
That's right. Ever here in the etymon. Boast, mid 13th century, arrogance, presumption, pride, vanity.
which we don't do.
Right.
We don't do that. That's something we can't do. That's what it says?
No, I'm saying duality.
Oh, yeah, okay,
There's a
all right.
righteous
All
way
right.
both, and there's
It's duality.
A brag speech from Anglo-French boss. Ostentation. Ostentation just means pretentious or a vulgar display.
Hey, and a lot of you brothers need to do that because some of you men are what's it called? You're weak in the truth. You don't brag enough. You don't brag enough in your Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You have some brother, hey, Shalom. There's no spirit behind you. You sound dead. You're not bragging enough. You're not boasting enough. It doesn't even sound like you believe in this. It doesn't sound like there's a fire under your ass.
Probably from a Scandinavian source, compare Norwegian boss, proud, bold, daring from Proto-Germanic Bosnia.
And that's why, remember, Salakia, remember a few weeks ago that bug out with the tattooed teardrop? We looked at the elder Ahawat. Oh, you don't need to be so rough and rough.
Yeah.
Get out of here, bro. Yeah, man.
I have the word authority because that's another dual word. Going back to these powerful precepts that came out.
Hey, because remember, most people are mad that we don't have any hope in anything else other than this. Because really and truly, they want us to free the world the way they free it.
Yeah.
Which is, so you don't believe in this. You don't believe in, no, I just believe in this.
That's it.
All my cars, like what Texas Hold'em poker, there's a part of poker.
All in.
We're all in.
All in.
They're like, fuck, these guys are I'm all in.
All in, man.
I'm all in. I bet the whole house. If this fails, I fail. I'm all in.
The house, the kids.
Yeah. I'm all in. Bro, if this fails, I'm done. I got nothing. Yeah. You know, don't like that because it makes them question their reality.
True. What they believe in. True. Like, oh, maybe I'm in the wrong thing. My whole life's all been a lie. Oh wait, these guys know something.
Exactly.
Wait, so they get mindful. Like, no, fuck these guys. Yo, fuck you.
Yeah, God.
Yeah. Hey, that happened our first after class. Remember the woman that was driving by?
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at them. Oh, they lined up. What's going on? You guys okay? That's a mindfuck right there.
Yeah. Because no one was looking at her. She's trying to say, oh, hey guys, you guys look good. No one wants to talk to me. No one wants to talk to me. They ignored you.
Right. I have the word authority. Real quick, I'm just going to go to the meat of it, right, in regards to the scriptures, if I may. I got it from the Eto. So the word authority, right, it says in Middle English, it is also meant power, derived from good rep, power to convince people, capacity for, this is what jumped out on me, inspiring trust, right? And like I said, and with the scriptures that came out, man, hey, we know who we trust, man. We know who's our strength, right? And the elect is inspired, whether you receive that, whether you receive it or not. Okay, the salt is only given to them. Hey, and you need, go look up the word, or what? Go look up salt and look at what it does. I'm not talking about the damn gunpowder that's in the box in the store, right? Because there's a difference. Not all salt is salt.
Hey, that word authoritarian, it says what? Inspired trust, right?
Yeah.
So authority comes from inspiration as well. If you can inquire inspiration, then you have the authority, and Yahweh Shai has done that. So he declares the authority. He deserves the authority because through His Spirit, he's inspired men, 144,000 men, and the innumerable multitude to believe without being able to see. Of course, giving glory to Yahweh Shai or saying the authority is in this truth. That's 100% accurate.
If I can say on a carnal sense, that H guy from Europe, from Germany, that country there.
Yeah.
The way he spoke, he roused up the crowd.
Yeah, Khan.
Oh yeah.
Khan.
He got people going.
That's
like
it.
that. They believed in his
That's
cause.
it. That's it.
Yeah, if you ever seen that movie, Remember the Titans, Wood Harris said in it that attitude reflects leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Goes back to that.
I got a word real quick, just to kind of tie in, because I think the water was talking about boast. So this is kind of ties into the positive side of boasting. So it's the word glory.
It says the splendor of Yahweh or Yahushai, praise offered to Yahweh, worship. It says worldly honor, renown, splendor, magnificence, pomp. So the word pomp is usually shown as a negative word because it goes into pride.
Right.
But it's not. It's just two sides to it, right?
You understand the duality.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to bring up. I just want to tie it back in because people in the word, even like you hear the word pride, you always think it's a negative word. It's just Esau is just wicked, so when he's prideful, it's negative. Right?
Yeah, well, everybody else is mad because they don't have the truth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what they're mad. They're mad that you think you got the truth. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I 100% believe I'm coming down in the future, and they're upset that they don't have it.
And you're saying it with authority.
Exactly.
Hey, so just like the pretty woman.
Exactly.
You have a pretty woman, you're like, how the fuck did he get her? How? He don't deserve her.
On the precept?
That's the truth. The truth is a pretty woman. Sophia. That pretty
Got
woman.
it? I got a quick precept.
Hold up. This is 2 Corinthians 11 and 16. NLT. Again, I say, don't think that I'm a fool to talk like this, but as you would do a foolish person, while I also boast a little. Such boasting is not from the Lord, but I am acting like a fool. Since others boast about their human achievements, I will too.
That's right.
After all, you think you are so wise, you enjoy putting up with fools.
That's right.
You put up with it when someone enslaves you, takes everything you have, takes advantage of you, takes control of everything, and slaps you in the face. I'm ashamed to say that we've been too weak to do that. Whatever they dare to boast about, I'm talking like a fool again, I dare to boast about it too. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they descendants of Abraham? So am I. Are they servants of Yahushua? I know I sound like a madman, but I have served him far more.
Well, we sound like madmen claiming to be the Israelites.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That, man.
Exactly.
I don't care, you know?
Yeah, because it stole our identity.
That's right.
You know, which was prophesied. It was prophecy anyways.
That's right.
Like for us to lose our identity.
It says,
It's like prophecy, like people say, like 100% truth. This camps can get it. They can't probably say that. That's what most everyone will say, right?
Yeah.
Because we know the Heavenly Father. We have 100% truth. We have the on the other side. We know like what the MOTD is. We know like what's coming after like all the steps towards like coming over Yahushua. We know all that. And we know it takes which actually comes into heaven. So actually how what it takes. We have the keys. Therefore, that gives us 100% truth. So it boasting up, but it's other camps, you know, they see that as being boastful. They see that as a big prideful. It's not prideful, it's actually being humble and glorying in Yahushua. That's glorying in 100% truth, because Yahushua is the truth.
Yep. But that's exactly, and that's why they think we're prideful, because they don't have it.
Exactly.
They don't have the truth. So when we claim we have it, all of a sudden we're being prideful.
yeah, because pretty much they look at us like you're not the guys to do it, we're the best for whatever reason. Alright, we'll bum the lights, we'll get a job, whatever.
Hey, really and truly, they've never seen men like us because you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans only know how to stun on each other. We are stunning on our enemies. So you've never seen men like before. We look down on Edomites, we look down on Elamites, we look down on Moabites. We don't look down on our people, we look down on two-thirds.
That's right.
So you've never seen men like us that we admire our people, we admire our elders, we admire Yahweh Hashem Shai, but you've never seen men like us before that have pride in this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. This is all new to the world. Niggas that are not suffering from depression, even though we should be, due to our condition of homelessness, our condition of losing our women, our children, everything. They don't know what this is all new. We've tried everything. That's why we brag and we boast in this truth. Because you really and truly should be bugged out. For what your brothers have gone through, you should be in the dust. You lost everything and you're still here. You still have a smile on your face. You're still on the highways and byways. You're still making videos. You shouldn't have that.
I can back you up with.
Hold on. It says verse 23. It says, are they servants of Yahushai? I know I sound like a madman, but I have served him far more. I have worked harder.
That's why we do videos on the IUIC and the rest of those camps, because we know what the works is. You should know them by their works and by their fruits. You don't know the difference? So you're comparing IUIC to GMS, that means you're bugged out.
Right.
You're bugged out. So go ahead, Al.
It says, been whipped times without number, and faced death again and again. 5 different times the Israelite leaders gave me 39 lashes. 3 times I was beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. 3 times I was shipwrecked. Once I spent a whole night and a day adrift at sea. I have traveled on many long journeys.
Hey, that's the criteria of a true man of the Lord. So anybody that's looking for that smooth journey, then you're not a part of the right thing. You probably want to be a part of the Christian church. Maybe you're a Roman Catholic, but to be a part of this thing of ours, you're gonna go through this, and that's what I've experienced. So I can concur to what Paul is saying, because I've been shipwrecked, I've been homeless, I've been this, I've lost children. My son just turned 15. I haven't seen him since he was 3. So I know what the man is saying is real.
It says, I have faced danger from rivers and from robbers. I have faced danger.
Hey, we were threatened by men with guns. They told us that they were going to pull the blicky on us. And they weren't joking. There are serious people in the world. I know them from the world. And in the world, they're serious people. They have that power in the world. But for some reason, we never got it.
I have faced danger from my own people, the Jews as well from the Gentiles.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
I have faced danger in the cities, in the desert, and on the seas. And I have faced dangers from men who claim to be believers or not. I have worked hard and long, enduring many sleepless nights. I have been hungry and thirsty, and have often gone without food. I have shivered in the cold, without enough clothing to keep me warm. Then, besides all this, I have the daily burden of my concern for all the churches. Who is weak without that weakness? Who is led astray, and I do not burn with anger? If I must boast, I would rather boast about the things that I show how weak I am. The Most High, the Father, our Lord, Yahushai, who is worthy of eternal praise, knows I'm not lying.
Hey, which a brother can't say that we never did. We do videos on our lowest. We don't just do videos on our high. We do video when we tell brothers, no, yo, I went through this, I went through this loss, this happened. We tell brothers about the lowest of the low. We don't sugarcoat shit. So it's up to you. It's not something that I'm lying to you about. Oh, when you brothers come, yo, the Messiah's gonna bless you. All you gotta do is give us 100,000. You donate 100,000, and you're good. Yeah, you're gonna lose, man. You're gonna question your own sanity. You're gonna have dreams where the Most High might have you dreaming that you went off. Weird shit. You come into the truth, you had the weirdest dreams you ever had in your life. You never had these dreams in the world. But now you're having weird dreams like you're smoking weed. You're committing adultery.
That was it.
That was a bad to what you said earlier about the mental toughness. These people come in, they don't have that mental toughness, that's where they fall out. Because everything Paul's taught us, it's not about physical toughness, it's about mental toughness.
It's always going to be about the mental and the spiritual.
That's why he's able to go through all that.
Come on.
The guys that fall out, it's just, they fall, when you fall out, it's the same pattern. It's always a character problem.
But what day is today? Today is a high holy day. These are the spiritual gifts. Judgments, but these are the spiritual gifts brothers have to pray for. You as yourself, you have to know what you're weak in. Every man in here knows their weakness. I might be strong in losing. I might be able to lose. And a brother has to pray to the Most High and be like, "Yo, Most High, I'm not strong in that. I need strength in that." You have to know what you're weak in and pray for that strength in that. Every brother is strong in their own way. So you got to know what that is for you.
I got a quick precept.
Yeah, of course.
I'm up. You have something, right?
Oh, yeah. We'll probably bring it up for me. But
Okay.
sure.
This was in regards to the authority that we were speaking of earlier. This is Mark chapter 1. I'll start at verse 21 and points in 22, and it says, "And they went into Capernaum, and straightway on the Sabbath day he entered into the synagogue and taught. And they were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one that had authority."
Do you know why? Why were they really and truly astonished? They were astonished because this man had knowledge that they never learned in all their schools, which is who we represent.
Exactly.
That's why the people like vocab, people like priests and ministers are questioning us, because they're like, where did you guys get this? Because they have all their notes. Some of them paid $150,000 just to go to their seminary school. But where did you guys get this breakdown? We got it from the heavens.
That's right.
Through the elder apostles, of course. And now brothers are the Most High is ministering to you. When the Most High is knocking at your door, you brothers are opening that door, and the Most High is supping with you through the what? Through the Rakah Kodash. And you brothers are getting breakdowns, and you're like, fuck, I didn't even know where I got this. I wasn't even taught this, but I know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scripture say,
That was it.
Yeah, that was it. That was
Scripture
it.
say, those I already knew this.
That's right, which goes into what? Edification. You're being edified. It's bringing out something that was already there. That's why you as a, hey, when I was young, I wanted to sing like Boyz II Men. That was my favorite group, Boyz II Men. But I didn't have it because that's not what I was blessed with. I wasn't blessed with that gift of singing. And Boyz II Men is going to be good even in the kingdom, because that's their gift. Michael Jackson is going to be Michael Jackson in the kingdom, but on the right-hand side.
New edition.
They're going to be both kingdom. Right. Prince is still going to be Prince.
And the thing is, the whole thing I read about Paul, because he mentions in verse 5 about, I'll just read it, for I suppose I was not a whit behind the very chiefest apostles. And in the NLT it says, he's humorously calling them super apostles. And this is not dealing with the 12 apostles. These are men that came after, and they're boasting of the Israelite lineage, what they did in the word. And then he flipped it. He pretty much boasted in his weakness. He said, "Look, through my weakness, through what I've suffered, the Lord has strengthened me." That's how he boasted, right? He didn't boast in my word, this and this. He's boasting, "No, I suffered loss. I got fucked up. I died. You know, I got shipwrecked. You know, I got betrayed by men who I thought were brethren." So he flipped it on them and boasting. That's the spirit of boasting. That's a righteous spirit of boasting.
Hey, and that's a part of his judgment. And that's a part of his judgment as well for what he did unto the men of the Lord. Right? We all have our personal judgments that we have to go through. He's just boasting in that. He's just like, yo, I deserve this because of what I went through. And some of you brothers, you go through hell for this, man, for this truth. You brothers that gave up family, you gave up children, you gave up wives, homes. You think you brothers can't boast in this? You deserve to boast in this. This is what you have to boast in. Not in a wicked way, but in a righteous way. Because you gave up everything. What more do you have? You never took your hand off of the plow. You literally gave up everything for this. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 30. Hey, like one of the brothers that was in that's still in the camp. Hey, that brother used to walk to camp every day, just to make it. The man didn't even have $1. We didn't know the man didn't have $1, but the man said, "Yo, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna make it." So the man used to walk. The man used to walk.
Yeah, but even like, let's say,
all the way to Dundas.
you know, Jake. Yeah, it's serious, man. That's serious. Sorry, I'm not.
Soldier, exactly, soldier. Yeah, Salaki Bonyan. 1 Corinthians, I get it in the NLT, 1 verse 30. It says, Yahweh has united you with Yahushai for our brethren, for our benefit unto Yahweh. Our power made him to be wisdom itself. Yahushai made us right with Yahweh. Yahushai made us right with Yahweh. He made us pure and holy, and he freed us from sin.
So that's going into 100% truth. Right? That John 14:6, I am the way, the truth. Right? That's Yahushai. So he said he's joined you with her, which means, so he, indeed, because we have Yahushai. That's the truth. 100% of Yahweh, we got it.
So it says, therefore, as the scripture says, if you want to boast, boast only about
Have a precept?
Hey, that's you're able to. Hey, like me and this brother, like he's going into it more now. We're boasting in what? We're boasting in spiritual power. We're boasting in things that people really and truly don't believe.
That's right.
Right? Because at the end of the day, most people don't believe in spiritual power because it's a hard thing to believe in.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to say, yo, I'm gonna have spiritual power. What? That sounds crazy. But we're making crazy our normal now.
That's right. And I see missiles being fired.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Might have sent some missiles.
My spidey senses are tingling.
I have the word astonished whenever you're ready. You want to bring that word out?
Unless our brother has a scripture.
Okay.
I got some.
Astonish as a verb from the
some?
Etam.
Yeah, I got
It says astonish, to stun, to strike, senseless, right? Hey, that's what happens when you people, don't have the salt. It wasn't given to you, man. You get stunned, right? And we're telling you, hey, this is what it is. This is how it is. This is who. And we tell you who is running things. We know we're not running things. It's the power that is invested in us. Hey, we didn't invest in him, right? At the beginning, he invested in us.
That's
and you're
right.
seeing it played out.
That's right,
In the spirit.
Yep.
So,
You have not chosen me, I have chosen you.
that's right. That's right. To start the days, right? To defend. Deafen. To deafen. Okay? So sometimes these words, when it's penetrated to you, it knocks you out. And going back to the two-edged sword. So the Lord is powerful. But yeah, astonish. So yes.
Well, remember, Slake.
But no, go ahead.
Remember, you brought a good point about the deaf. When Yahushua was prophesying, I think it was Yahushua, no, it was Stephen. The words he was speaking, he was going through the whole history, and it said they held their ears because they were astonished at his words, and they ran at him, gnashing at their teeth, and just tore him apart. So that's an example of that. You know, when you hear the prophet speak, and you know, you want them to stop, it's because you don't got the Holy Spirit, you don't got the faith. If you hear the prophet speak, exactly, belief should be encouraged in you when you hear the prophet speak. It shouldn't be like, I gotta tear him apart. That's literally what they did with Stephen. They heard him speak, and they were running at him with madmen, you know, glistening outside of the mouth, ready to tear him up. And Paul was there too.
Well, when we speak about it's on an all-inclusive occasion, right? They don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
So people get, irate and want to attack us and say, yo, it's not for everybody, man.
Yeah.
Right? We speak about, black woman, right now she's out of order. They don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
You know? Dear mama.
That's
It
right.
sounds like dear mama, man.
That's right.
So we're saying, dear father, man.
That's right.
We uplift the patriarchy, right? The world uplift the matriarchy,
That's
which
right.
is office help.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And even on an all-inclusive vacation, somebody's still the servant. Somebody still has to make your bed, and it's usually Jake. So you're mad that we're telling you that Esau's gonna make the bed now?
Cut.
It says here lastly, real quick, it says, so literally to leave someone thunderstruck.
Yes. That's the truth, man.
This is Matthew 19 and 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have thereof? And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall sit upon the 12th throne and judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So that was the reincarnation that the elect will come back in this time, and Yahushua is going to come and he's going to crown his elect. He's going to set up thrones for the 12 judges.
That's right.
And then the elect.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Everyone that have forsaken houses or brethren or sister or father or mother or wife our children or land, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So
Hey,
that's
and
amazing.
before you go on, brother, the number one thing they're gonna reject is the MOTB. That's the number one thing they're gonna reject.
Yeah.
Because that's the test that every
Yes.
man has to go through. So even if you're perfect in everything, you never took the C-19, you never did this, you never did that. Yo, the one thing you can't take is the MOTB.
It means anything until you resist. Exactly.
The C-19 is at the end.
Exactly.
Patient. What's the biggest time? Take care of your household.
The necessities of life.
So that's exactly how I get it wrong. I gotta do it, man. I gotta do it.
Wife in your head.
What about the children? Right.
But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
But that just shows you how important this truth is, because there's going to be a lot of people out there who are not going to take the trip. But, you know, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshai was at work with them the whole time.
Kind.
So, you know, on the flip side, yeah.
It's true.
Just taking the chip, you know,
It's a no-go.
not to do that.
Yeah.
But if you don't have this truth at the same time, you cannot take that chip and you're still going to be.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's right. It's really a blessing.
Yeah.
This is the true treasure, because at the end of the day, this is what's going to save us.
That's
so
right.
We are faith, right?
That's right.
Let's last verse. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things which is hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So we're going to rely on faith, right?
That's right.
When the mark of the beast is going to come, because it's going to try the whole world. Right?
Yep.
And alongside works is judging it. You know, saying I know that's actually working, right? You're going against the grain.
Yeah.
Right. So the first will be last, and the last will be first. So who came out first? Esau, right? And the last, you know, so they're switching, right? It's always been pre-recorded what's going to happen in the end. The first shall be last.
Esau, the end of the world.
And Jacob is God. You see, they're going to always ties back in. You know.
Reading this up.
No, that's the last one. That's it.
All right, so we're going to close up with that. We're going to give all glory, honor, and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
We're going to say Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Abad Babal.
Abad Babal.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
To the elect.
To the elect.
New Jerusalem.